The time is 11:46, and you're tuned into the Mid-Morning Talk with me, Fazila Isaac, on Salam Media. Now it's time for our hit list, where we bring forward South Africa's greatest entrepreneurs who are really, really doing fantastic work. So, with us today, we have Lesley Ncube. He's a computer scientist who studied at TUT in Pretoria. He has a business, Thatha. Now, what he does there, he has created the Shumi phone, which is available at the Tata store. Now, these are smartphones, smartwatches, earpods, and other computer electronics that he has put together, he has developed, and it is now part of his brand. Thank you for joining us, Lesley.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Nice to be here.
So, let's get straight into it, okay? Tell us, who is Lesley? Give us some insight into yourself.
So basically, Leslie's I don't mention in many interviews, but I'm a Christian. I was raised in a Christian family, and basically grew up in Durban and partly in Johannesburg. So I have the best of both, I would say, sides. And then I did my studies in Pretoria, which is at TUT in Soshanguve. So basically, for me, this dream has been something I've been working on since I was 14. I've always had this urge to do something impactful in the tech industry because I saw the Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs do it. So I was very inspired by that, and I wanted to create something that could have the same or similar amount of impact in the world, and basically impact the world. And it change lives in Africa, change lives in the world as well. Yeah. So basically, that's Lazy Movie.
All right. And how did you find yourself interested in the tech world? I know you said, you wanted to change things, but how did you decide that, what, going into the tech industry is going to make me achieve this?
Okay, so I used to watch a lot of Bloomberg when I was when I was young, when I was 14, which is I think it's out of the but I used to do that every time I used to watch Bloomberg after school, uh, just to see what's business. I was very interested in business, and then from there on, I got to know that tech is actually a good industry that I can go into because tech is not just one industry; it's every industry. So that's what I liked about tech is the fact that it can integrate in every industry. And if I'm doing that, then I cannot lose because it goes along with every industry. So even if you have a certain like for something, let's say you like sports, we have tech. Tech is also into sports as well. So that is what inspired me to get into tech because it's so diverse.
We used to love that ad. Busi is a big, big dreamer. You did not
Yes.
just dream big, but you actually came out and you developed and created your own smartphone. Tell us about that.
So we started working on the smartphone in 2014. We released our first smartphone in 2018, and then our second smartphone came out in 2020. While working on that, I was basically working on software a lot. I was doing a lot of development for companies in software while I was still doing my studies, and I realized that we don't have a platform as Africa and to put all these. We can develop these nice and cool apps and everything, these nice innovations, but we don't actually have a platform where it's our platform. So it was that for me. It just I wanted to create a platform for other developers, other tech products in the world. So that's why we went into computer hardware because we have that. Once we have a platform of our own, it's easy to push our apps and etc.
Hmm. And what were the logistics behind putting this phone together? How long did it take
Yes.
you guys, firstly, to even get to put the software together and, develop and put the features that you needed to be on there?
Okay, so I worked with a Chinese company, which is still my partner till today. Basically, when I was working with them, I told them what I want to do, and basically they provided all the blueprints and how to do certain things, and I already had the
Mm.
background, so it was something that I was very passionate about. So that partnership grew. It's been about, I think, 5 years now, or 8 years, I think. Yeah, 8 years. 8 years now, working on that, and we just have some cool products now, and we've gotten to a point where we have some cool products to present to the world, and yeah, we thank God for that.
And the company is called Thatha, right?
Yes, it's called
Oh,
Tata because at
mhm.
first it was it was a basically like an online shopping store. So it was take basically. Tata means take
Mm,
in Zulu.
mm,
So it was that just take, like sort of
mm.
your take a lot and etc.
Yeah.
But when we made the brand even itself, I just had this vision of saying this would look good on a phone, and or on a hardware device, and I was like, okay, we're stopping the online store. We're gonna do we're gonna focus on the hardware products, and yeah,
Mm.
so it grew from that. And Shumi, the name Shumi of our Shumi phone is actually it actually means 10 in soccer. It's 10 in Zulu as well, because I was a soccer player and that was my position. So
Talk about putting your personality into your
yeah.
professional work.
Yes,
That
yes.
is absolutely fantastic.
Yes, yes.
So,
Yes.
this particular phone, what were the features that you figured are the most like vital and would attract customers to actually purchasing this phone?
Okay, so first of all, our phone is 2,500. So we try to bring all those features that you would get in phones that are very expensive, at a lower range, as much as possible. So what we focused on was the performance, because sometimes you buy those phones for 2,000 rand and it takes about a minute or 20 seconds to open an app or anything. Just, the tasks are it's very frustrating. It was very frustrating for me to use those phones. So I had that vision of saying, you know what, why do phones need to perform like this? So let's rather try to optimize and upgrade the performance of the CPU, and get a well performing phone even at 2,000 rand, because the goal is to have good technology out there in Africa. It's not just to say let's get people phones in people's hands and let's just move product. We want to have people to use good technology and be used to using good technology, so that it helps the advancement of technology in Africa. So that was the goal of developing this.
Mm. And there's like thousands of phones out there, and
Yes,
bigger brands and bigger companies who are not
yes,
in South Africa. Of course, we have them here. Your Samsungs and your
yes,
Vivos and your all of these things. So,
yes.
how do you maintain the competitive advantage?
So for our first competitive advantage, it would be that we're African, and we understand the African market. We understand what the frustrations of Africans using tech products, and
Mm,
the fact that not everyone can afford a phone that costs 30,000 rand. Um, and why should someone buy a phone for 30,000 rand, just to get good performance out of a phone? The basic things that we need. A phone for me is connectivity. It connects the world. So it's basically, that's the whole goal of a phone, is to connect the world. But if you cannot connect fast enough, then I think that for me was very frustrating. And that's why we say we're going to bring all those features that you get from those phones. We're going to bring them here at 2,500 rand, and give it to the people. Like, yeah. So that's our competitive advantage. Yes.
hmm As a fellow South African, I can tell you we are proud. We are
Thank you.
absolutely
Thank
proud
you.
and happy
Thank you.
that you've
Wassalam.
taken the initiative and
Yes.
you've done this.
Yes.
So how is business going? Are South Africans
Yes.
receptive of this? Are they supportive of this? How has it been
Yes.
going?
So South Africans are very supportive. I mean, we've sold out all of our devices. It's a matter of us growing at a gradual pace and our pace. We don't want to go too fast, too soon.
Mm,
We've currently partnered up with MTN and Telcom, and also we are working with other investment partners as well. So business is going quite good and quite well. We would like more success. We'd like more, of course, the more exposure, a better position in the market. But the mission for us is to go global. So we don't want to just build a South African phone that is going to only be used in South Africa, but we want everyone in the world to use our phones. So we have to grow gradually. We have to plan. We have to do things in stages. So yeah, so that's where
Um,
we are now. Yes,
the vision is there. I can tell, I can see the passion in it, I can see the
yes,
focus in it, which is exactly what is needed in order for you to make this a success. So, who
yes.
has been your greatest influences?
I'd say Bill Gates, just to put one name out there, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, and who Mark Shuttleworth also was a very big influence to me when I was young. I mean, I was like first person to go to space in South Africa, so it was very big for me. And Ubuntu, I liked what he did with Linux and Ubuntu. So those, it was a lot of people. So it wasn't just one person. There was a lot of entrepreneurs. I remember I was listening to some Jeff Bezos interview, and he's like, "Big things start small," and those simple words for me are the things that are just keeping me going and saying that this is what we want. We are really building a vision here. We are really going to be focused on building a vision here because we're going to do things at a good pace so that we build that longevity. So those people are just everyone. I mean, the Patrice Mtsipes of South Africa. I look at everyone and I say, oh wow, these people are very inspiring. They're making an impact in the world and they're changing the world. And that is the goal. We want to change the world and we want to help people in the world as much as we can and bring Africa close to technology as possible.
I think we are moving in the direction of being, a tech kind of place, tech world. Almost everything
Yes,
is being run by tech. So there's
yes,
obviously growth in the industry, and there's obviously a future for this industry as well.
yes.
What does the future look like for you then, and for Tata as a whole?
Okay. First, I would say first thing is that we want every South African, every African, at least one household, one device of ours there in that household, and we want to be in a position where we are challenging the market globally in the next 5 to 10 years, and yeah, that's what we want to do.
And there's a lot of budding entrepreneurs out there who are watching this. They always look for type of advices from people like yourself who are actually making, paving ways for everyone else. What advice would you have for budding entrepreneurs?
Um, it would be the same thing that I just said a moments earlier. Big things start small. Take your time. Don't rush. Uh, if you do strike gold in 1 to 2 years, it's great. But don't let that overwhelm you. Keep on planning and thriving forward and building your dream. It's important to have a passion about it. It's all about having a passion about it. That's what keeps you going. It's not about money and all those things. It's about having a passion and having a vision and actually seeing the vision before anyone else. So we want to create employment. We want to change other things in the world and bring people closer to technology. So that is our voice, our goal. So we want to connect people. That's the whole goal of making our devices. We want to connect people. So as much as we try to do, we focus on that vision and we look at that and we say, are we connecting people? How many people are we connecting? So every time we sell a phone, we're like, that's great. That's change that we've impacted someone's life. We are connecting people together, and that is the passion that I would say entrepreneurs need to have. Of saying know that when you are starting a business, it's all about adding value into people's lives, and you need to understand that value and be passionate about it.
Mm. And tell me, if someone wants to make a purchase or someone wants to get into contact, how can they do that?
Okay, so for us, it's you can go straight to our website and order. We'll deliver in 1 to 3 days, business days, at www.thatha.co.za, Tata with a TH, and then you can follow us at Tata Computers on all social platforms.
Fantastic. Leslie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. We really, really wish you all of the best on this
Thank you,
journey of yours. Thank you so much.
thank you. God bless.
Have a great day. Bye.
Same to you. Thank you.
That was Lesley Ncube, the CEO of Thatha and the creator of smartphones, helping to connect people in South Africa. So the time has just hit 12:01. We're going to take a quick short ad break. When we come back, Islamic Careline will be speaking on the pertinent issues of mental health affecting men. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.